सहनो भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So in the last class, we had seen how Bhagavan was describing that reaching him is very easy. Worshipping him is very easy. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahrutam asnami prayatatmanah. Arjuna, worshipping me is very easy. Even patram, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or even water. But what is more important is the devotion with which a thing is offered. So it's very easy to worship me. Even if a person doesn't have time to do ritualistic worship. Yad karosh, yad asnas, yad juhoshi dadasyat, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you give in charity, whatever you eat, whatever duties you perform, if those duties, those actions are offered unto me, I accept it. So therefore, worshipping Bhagavan is very, very easy. And what is the result of worshipping Bhagavan? Shubha Shubha Phalairevam Mokshase Karma Bandhanehi Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimuktaha Mam Upaishyasi. Such a person who offers everything unto Bhagavan lives a God-oriented life, giving highest priority to Bhagavan. Such a person becomes free from all karma bandhanas, all bondages of action. Because the attitude is, Bhagavan, you are the doer, I am only an instrument. This is the attitude with which he performs. So such a person becomes free from all bondage. And finally, he reaches me, Bhagavan says. Vimukto mam upaishyasi. So now, someone may ask, Bhagavan, you are very partial. In what way you are partial? See, Bhagavan, those who worship you, you liberate them. And those who don't worship you, you bind them. So this is called as partiality. Just like a school teacher who is partial to certain children. Those children who praise the school teacher, that school teacher gives extra marks to that child, grace marks. Lot of partiality is done. So Bhagavan, are you also like that? Those who worship you, they are liberated. Those who ignore you, they are bound. So answering this question is the next verse, verse number 29. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshyosti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham. So what does Bhagavan say? Samoham sarvabhuteshu. Arjuna, I am equal, samaha, in all beings. I am equal for all beings, in all beings. Na me dveshah asti, na priyah asti. For me, I am equal to all. There is nobody who is dear to me, na priyah. There is nobody whom I dislike also. There is nobody whom I like, there is nobody whom I dislike. Na dveshah, na priyah. There is nobody who is a favorite of me, and nobody who is an unfavorite of me. But ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya, those people who with devotion worship me, maite, they are in me, teshu cha api aham, I am in them. Those people who worship me, they are in me, I am in them. From my own standpoint, there is nobody who is more dear to me. But those people who worship me, I am in them, they are in me. Now what has to be, how it has to be understood? So what Bhagavan is trying to say is, I am impartial. So to understand this, Mahatmas, our saints, have given various kinds of examples. One example is the example of sunlight. Sunlight is impartial to all, but those people who open the windows, the sunlight enter their rooms, brighten their rooms. They bring light, sunlight brings light into their rooms. But those people who keep their windows and doors closed, their room remains dark. Now, can you say sunlight is partial to those people who have kept their window open? Sunlight is blessing only a few people and it is ignoring other people. Can you say so? No. Yes, if a person has opened the window and the sunlight is not entering, then we can say sunlight is partial. But that doesn't happen. Anyone who keeps the window open, sunlight enters and brightens their room. Bhagwan's attitude also is like that. Samoham sarvabhuteshu. I am equal to all. But those people who approach me, bow down to me, worship me, yes, I bless them. Another example given by Bhagavan Shankaracharya is the fire. In that cold winter season, everybody is shivering and there's a fire there. So what is the attitude of fire? Anyone who comes near that fireplace, they experience the warmth of the fire. But those people who don't come near the fire, they shiver in cold. Now, can you say fire is partial to all those people who are coming near? Fire is giving warmth only to those people who are coming near. It is not giving warmth to other people. Can you say so? No. We only say that fire is impartial. Anybody who comes, the warmth is theirs. Yes, we can say fire is partial if somebody comes and he doesn't get the heat. Yes, then we can say fire is partial. So the point is, Bhagavan is equal for all. He is available for everyone. So this topic is elaborated further in the next 3 verses. Bhagavan is equal for all. Whoever approaches Bhagavan, that person will be blessed. Bhagavan knows only how to bless. Whoever he may be. So this is the topic of the next 3 verses. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu tapyam. So that is elaborated. So verse number 30. Api chet suduracharah bhajate mamananya bhag sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hi saha. Verse number 31 also. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति. So this is a very famous verse from the 9th chapter. Na me bhakta pranashyati. So what does Bhagavan say here? Api chet sudurachara. If there is a person who is a sudurachara. Durachara means one whose achara, conduct is do. A person with bad conduct. A sinner. A crooked, wicked person. A vicious person. And su is also added. Su durachara means extremely wicked, crooked person. Very bad person. Sinful person who has committed all kinds of sins. Even if such a person, apichet sudurachara bhajate mam, even if such a rank sinner worships me, ananya bhak, single pointedly, a change of heart has come to him, and now he has understood that what all he has done is wrong. With a sincere repenting heart, he turns towards Bhagavan and single pointedly worships him with all humility, with all surrender. Bhagavan says, Sadhureva samantavyah. Such a person has to be considered a sadhu, a saintly person. Why? Samyak vyavasito hi saha. He has taken the right decision in his life. Then what will happen to him? Such a rank sinner, after turning to Bhagavan, what will happen to him? Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Such a person, kshipram, very soon, bhavati dharmatma, he will become an embodiment of righteousness, of goodness. He will become an embodiment of virtues. That is the glory of Bhagavan. Anybody who turns to Bhagavan and worships him, such a person cannot but become a dharmatma, because Bhagavan is an embodiment of dharma. Anybody who worships such a Bhagavan has to imbibe the qualities of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is an embodiment of goodness, so anybody who worships Bhagavan has to become an embodiment of goodness. So kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati. Such a person attains shashvat chantim, eternal peace, abiding peace, ultimate peace. Very soon, kshipram, very soon such a person becomes an embodiment of righteousness and he becomes an embodiment of peace. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Hey Kaunteya, Arjuna, know for certain. Now see the term used here, Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. So whenever Bhagavan's heart becomes filled with love for Arjuna, Kaunteya is used. Hey Kaunteya, Pratijani, know for certain, Name Bhaktah Pranashyati. My devotee shall never perish. This is a promise of the Lord. My devotee shall never perish. Anybody who turns to me will be blessed. It is something like a person in darkness turning towards light. What happens when we turn towards light? Everything becomes clear. All confusions are gone. Delusions are gone. We start walking in the right direction. So, turning towards Bhagavan is like turning towards light. So, such a person who has turned towards me, it is my responsibility to ensure that that person is protected, that everything auspicious happens to that person. It is my responsibility. You see, this word is very powerful. It's a promise of the Lord. Name bhaktah pranashyati. My devotee shall never perish. So this is what we have to do. Turn to Bhagavan. Surrender to Bhagavan. The rest, he will look after us. The earlier verse in 9th chapter we saw, Yoga Kshemam Vahamya. person who turns towards me, it is my responsibility to look after the welfare and well-being of the devotee. So in the same line we have this line also, Name Bhaktah Pranashyati. See, even if a greatest sinner turns towards me, even he has hope. There is nobody who is a hopeless case. That is what Bhagavan is saying. In the same way, others also. So the topic under discussion is, anybody who turns to Bhagavan is blessed. Now verse number 32, a very controversial verse. Mam hi parthavyapashritya yepi syuh papayonayah striyo vaisyastatha shudrah tepi yanti param gatim. Even these people attain the highest when they surrender unto me, take refuge in me. Mam hi partha vyapashritya. Taking refuge in me, Arjuna, these people. So, 4 categories of people are mentioned here. Papayonayah, Striyah, Vaishyah, Shudrah. 4 categories of people. Even they, ye api, Arjuna, even these people attain the highest state, attain me when they take refuge in me. So the first one is Papayonayah. Papayonayah means those people who are born in sinful wombs. The Jivatmas born in sinful wombs. So what are these sinful wombs? The wombs of animals, the wombs of birds, the wombs of non-humans, the wombs of Rakshasas. They are all called Papayonis. They are called Papayoni because there is no much conducive environment for seeking the highest goal. The environment itself is unconducive. Papayonis. For example, womb of animal. Satsang is not available for them. But Bhagavan says, even in such wombs, when they turn towards me, they have been blessed, they have been liberated. So what is the example we can give? The example we can give is from the Puranas, like for example, Gajendra. Gajendra was born as an elephant, but Bhagavan came and blessed that elephant. Gajendra Moksha. That story comes in Bhagavatam. Then, so that is the example for animal. Example of a bird, we all know Jatayu. Jatayu is the example. Jatayu was blessed by Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji when Jatayu tried to save Sita Mata from Ravana. So Jatayu. Then the wombs of Rakshasas, that is also Papayonaya. So who are those Rakshasas who are great devotees of Lord? Vibhishana is an example. Vibhishana was a great devotee of Bhagavan. Again, Prahalada also is a great example. So they are all the examples for Papayonaya. People who are born in sinful wombs. The next category, that is Striyaha. Striyaha means woman. So there is a big controversy regarding this. Why did Bhagavan use this term woman? In what way they are anyway less compared to men? So this is the controversial topic. Now please understand what Bhagavan is trying to say here is, yes, before that one more thing has to be told. In spirituality, sadhana is done not by the body but by the mind. This is a beautiful logic given by Puja Gurudev. Sadhana is done not by the body, but by the mind. So if you see Tattvabodha, what is the qualification necessary to attain moksha? Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. These qualifications belong to the body, belong to the mind and not to the body. So therefore, anybody who has that prepared mind, a qualified mind, such a person is qualified to reach Bhagavan. Point number one. Point number two, here then why this term three is used. So what Bhagavan is trying to say is, if you have a weakness, and if that weakness is turned towards God, that very same weakness becomes your strength. This is the point which Bhagavan wants to convey. Now, what is the weakness of a woman? Weakness of a woman is she is extremely attached, she is extremely emotional. This is the nature of any woman. They are generally highly emotional. They are ruled by their emotions. Now Bhagavan is saying, this very same emotion because of which you go through so much of sorrow, if those emotions are directed towards God, that becomes your greatest strength. Emotion is a power. It's a Shakti. Now power, is it good or bad? It depends on where you employ it. Power misused destroys us. Power rightly used blesses us. So in the same way, this emotion is a power. When emotions are directed towards the worldly things, beings and situations, it makes us attached to this world. It makes us bound. But that very same emotion, when it is directed towards Bhagavan, that emotion becomes the emotion of devotion, and that emotion uplifts us. In majority of the cases, what happens is, women direct their emotion towards the world, towards their family, towards their children, and therefore they receive extreme sorrows from these worldly entities. They are always miserable, they are always in tears because their emotions are wrongly directed. Turn the emotion towards Bhagavan, and that very same emotion becomes your greatest strength. This is what Bhagavan is trying to convey here. Your weakness becomes strength the moment that weakness is directed towards God. So the first one is Stri, the second one is Vaishya. So who is a Vaishya? He is a business-minded person. Business-minded person means what? Always thinking, what will I get? If I get more than what I give, then I will enter into business, otherwise no. So he is a selfish person. He always thinks in terms of, what am I going to get? So here Bhagavan says, you turn towards Bhagavan. Bhagavan will give you much, much more than what you can give. You give a little, you give your finite ego, Bhagavan will give you his infinite existence. What Bhagavan is asking us is to drop our finite ego. So what we are giving is only our finite ego. And what we get in return? We get infinite Bhagavan. It is just like a drop merging in the ocean. What did the drop lose? It lost only its limited existence, but the moment that drop merges with the ocean, it becomes infinite. So, Vaishya Buddhi is this. What am I going to get? So understand, when you give yourself to Bhagavan, you get Bhagavan himself. You lose your individual existence, but after that you exist as God. So in this say, even if you use your business mindedness with respect to God, you are only at a higher advantage. Vaishya. So Vaishya is also benefited. Then comes Shudra. Shudra is a person who has no ability, no talent, nothing. A Brahmana has the ability to think. Shudra doesn't have that ability. A Kshatriya has the ability to execute. He has the leadership qualities. He knows how to rule and command men. A Shudra doesn't have that quality. A Vaishya has a money making ability. A Shudra doesn't have that ability. So such a person who has no ability, no talent, nothing, he is only there to serve others. He is a nobody in the society. Bhagavan says, such a person also can reach me. You see, you don't need any ability, any talent, something extra. No, you need not be a somebody in the society. You can be an ordinary human being, a housekeeper, a peon, a gatekeeper, an ordinary human being in the society. Even such people, if they turn their attention to me, even they will reach me. You need not be a big person in the society. You need not be a person of abilities and talents. No, you may be an ordinary person, but the moment you turn towards me, you choose me, you attain me. That is what Bhagavan said. Meaning, Bhagavan is available for everyone. This is the whole message. He is easy to attain and he is available for everyone. So more of it we will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.